part is your rostrum. These little holes are your nasal capsules. This is your orbit, where the eye goes. And then the back here is your otic capsule. So in the shark, it's your most ancestral condition, so it's going to be exactly like what I wrote on the board. So this upper arch is your palato-quadrate, and bottom is Meckel's cartilage. The next up here is your hyomandibular, and next is your ceratohyo. On the bottom are your ceratobranchials, and on the top are your epibranchials. So this portion right here is your chondrocranium. This portion with all the gills arches, or derivatives of the gill arches, are your splanchnicranium or your pharyngeal skeleton. And it's listed here, visceral skeleton. Do not call it visceral skeleton. Okay? Any questions about the shark? No? Okay. Next is your perch. So this front part is your premaxilla. This little triangle is your maxilla. Your bottom is your dentary. And then what I would articulate right here is your articular. And this triangular portion right here is your quadrate. And then right behind it is your hyomandibular. These are your nasals, and this is your frontal. This first little leaflet right here is your preoperculum, and the back portion is your operculum. Then this portion right here is your coracoid. Coracoid, yeah. There's a coronoid and another one. Make sure I remember the right one. And then the back right here is your scapula, and this is your pectoral fin. Which part was the scapula? This right here. We're probably not going to answer that. It's kind of hard to. Okay, any questions about the perch?
Okay. My homework for the weekend completed is Thursday. I'm going to tell you I will put it on the trip.
Going away? I'll wait for you to recover. To your iguana, you probably have to know the most on it. So for the lower jaw, you need to know this is the dentary, and this is your coronoid. This portion right here, where it articulates, is your articular. So you got to know that the point of articulation is your quadrate articular. So for perch, articular quadrate, same thing. So it's listed in your chart. Okay. So let's see. This part with the front teeth is your premaxilla. This whole portion with the other teeth are your maxilla. You need to know that this is your frontal, and this whole portion right here is your parietal with the little hole. It helps you remember. This top part is your supraoccipital with 2 exooccipitals and then a basiooccipital. This little notch is your occipital condyle, and then the hole is the foramen magnum. On the bottom, we have your pterygoids, little teeth-like projections on them, and your palatine. And this is the pterygoid fossa, this little groove. So your fossa is like a groove. This is still attached to your pterygoid. This is your quadrate, squamosal. This is your supratemporal arch, superior temporal arch, supratemporal arch, and this is your superior temporal fossa. So again, supratemporal arch. Nah, I'm backwards. Okay. Superatemporal arch and superior temporal fossa. And I forgot one more. This little one right here by the tear ducts is your lacrimal.
Yeah.
This is your prefrontal. I don't really need to say that one, but prefrontal and frontal. Any questions about the iguana? Okay. Now for the cat. Alright. So the cat, the only thing you really need to know about the jaw is it's just dentary. So this articulation is it articulates with this portion of the bone. So this whole portion right here is the temporal bone. But this particular part, remember here, you had the squamosal bone. So this is the squamosal portion of the temporal bone. It doesn't have a squamosal bone anymore. It's the squamosal portion of your temporal bone. So this right here is your zygomatic bone, and this whole arch is your zygomatic arch. You need to know this front part right here where the incisors is your premaxilla, and this whole portion that attaches to all the teeth is your maxilla. You need to know the teeth, incisors, canine, premolar, and molar. And you need to know your palatine again. These are your tympanic bulla with your tympanic bone. And this is your external acoustic nidus. Then you need to know that mammals have two occipital condyles, and so with a foramen magnum. And this is your parietal, but it's not listed, but you just need to know it. I think that's it. Any questions about the cat? Nope. Okay.